This is former Indiana basketball player Brian Evans, and you're listening to Indiana Sports Beat with Jim Coyle.
Today's guest is brought to you by Reynolds Family Dentistry of Sellersburg. You need $1 million smile for those championship photos, and that's exactly what you'll get with Reynolds Family Dentistry. Welcome back to Indiana Sports Beat, coming to you from the Golf Club at Eagle Point Studios on this Friday, July 10th. Couldn't be happier now to be joined by Ernie Thompson. Ernie, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
We're doing fine. I'm Jim Coyle here. Got Dustin DePirick as well. Happy to have you on, and just been kind of laughing all week because I was in school when you and AT were both in school, and I did not know that you guys were brothers, and I've just been all week long, I've just been walking around with this cloud over me. But I've talked to some other people, and they've made me feel better because they didn't know either. But I don't understand how that I did not know that.
Oh, well, I know one thing. Anthony is he's proud to have me as a younger brother, and I am equally as proud to have him as a brother.
Oh.
And so I would say that's probably on me. I don't do enough about speaking highly of him, and so and you're not the only one. I've had many people come up to me and tell me that they were just dumbfounded that we are brothers.
Well, it just makes me mad because I work in this business, number one, and number two, I was in school at the time. So I'm like, I continue to shake my head, but I couldn't be happier to have you here. You've been just doing some great things over in Terre Haute. You, after college, got drafted by my team when I was growing up, the LA Rams, but just a great storybook life for you. And there's a third brother, you guys. I read the great story of you recently graduating from IU. Congratulations, by the way. We're going to talk about that. There's also a third brother. I cannot imagine when I was in high school, we're about the same age, and I almost had to play you guys in the playoffs. Thank gosh we didn't have to, because I can't imagine playing against all three of you dudes. That would not have been fun. But what a time that had to be growing up with you three characters.
Well, the thing about my third brother, Randy's actually right in the middle of Anthony and myself. I am the baby brother. And so in second grade, Randy, he got held back. And so he was, down and out until we realized, now, wait a minute, we can do the rest of our educational experience in the same grade. And so as it was, Jim, during gym classes, we're having competitions. If he didn't win, like the handball or the badminton or the mile race, if he didn't win it, I won it. And if I didn't win it, he won it. And so we went through. It was like great times going through with my brother going through school.
What having read that story, John Blau did a terrific work on that. What was it just like for you guys when you were all in the same backfield and you're splitting carries and everything like that? Just what was that scene like? And I understand. I guess it's senior year. I guess Randy transferred so you guys would both have more of an opportunity. Just what was that just sort of whole sort of arc of that experience like to go from playing all together and ending up separating so that each of you would have a better shot?
Well, our uncles, they got us into playing sports. And so when we were young boys, we were playing football with our uncles and some of the community friends. And so we grew up playing football. And so as it was 1985, could have been 84, we played Sullivan High School. And all three of us scored multiple touchdowns. And I think Randy was the leading rusher that game. We all were over 100 yards. And so we got a glimpse of what it could have been. And so that's what we hold on to. And so Randy decided in high school that he was going to transfer in order to give us both a better shot at obtaining our dreams. And so he don't regret that. Matter of fact, he tells me that's what an older brother is supposed to do. And so he's just a class act. I wish more people knew more about my brother Randy.
Well, just hearing you talk, I can, not having the personal fortune of being able to know you personally, but just talking to you, I can tell you are also a class act. I know AT is a class act. I can tell that entire family is obviously a class act. What a great, great group of not just successful, athletically successful young men, but just great young men or men you guys all turned out to be. What a tribute to your parents.
And it all comes from my mother. And me being at 50 years old, my mother still calls and she checks on me and she makes sure that I'm doing the right thing. For instance,
All right. What Ernie? Did want to ask just a little more about your getting your degree. What was just? I guess take us through as much as you can of that just process. I mean, what was it like for you to? I know you saw basically the student athlete bill of rights and the opportunity to go back. I mean, just what was it like for you to sort of go through that experience? What was it like to become a student again at that age? And just what does it mean to you to have your degree now?
Yeah, I knew that was out there. And so one of my last conversations with Coach Bill Mallory, when we were watching his son at Indiana State practice, he challenged me. He said, at some point it has to be now or never. And I said, yes, sir. And so I made up in my mind at the age of 50 that I was going to come back, enroll on campus in Bloomington, move to Bloomington, and I was just going to become a student. And so Randy, he guided me through that. Randy, of course, has his master's degree in counseling. And so I leaned on him a lot, and he said, no, you got to become a student. You have to get your backpack. You have to enroll or go live in a community that caters to students. And so I did that. I got on the bus every day with students, and the students were so kind. It was so refreshing. I fed off of their energy. And so a funny story, I was sitting in class, and one of the girls, we used to always greet each other. And so one day she came in, she said, so, Mr. Thompson. I said, oh, please, I beg of you. I knew my cover was blown. And she says, you can never fit in as a regular student. And I said, please don't tell anyone. And so I had to sign a picture for her to keep her quiet. And so that's what I wanted.
That's awesome. And you've had experienced so many great things. And then, so when you were in college at IU, the NFL comes calling and you head off, you get drafted by the Rams. Talk about as a young guy, I mean, because you were still, a junior in college. So that means you were like 20, 21 years old. Man, I can't imagine. That was my team when I was 21 years old. So I can't imagine getting drafted by them. What was that experience like going through all that?
Well, that was one of my teams too. I kind of idolized Eric Dickerson. I remember the moment I was sitting in my home on South 9th Street in Terre Haute, upstairs bedroom. I had my cordless phone. I was waiting on the call. And so I received the call. And it was Miss Georgia Frontier. At the time, she was.
Oh my gosh!
And Thompson, she said, "How would you feel about working for a woman?" Within a moment's notice, I knew I had to come out with an answer, and I said, "Mr. Frontier, I would love nothing more than to work for you." And she says, "Congratulations, Mr. Thompson. You are now a Los Angeles Ram." At that moment, to realize that my dream had actually come true. I kind of liken that to me obtaining my degree. Those two feelings are like none other in the world that I have ever experienced.
I can't imagine because I've got a degree, but I've never heard my name being called by the LA Rams, so I cannot even put anything close to know what that feeling is like. But yeah, I mean, I can't imagine Georgia Frontier on the phone. That'd be like somebody punking me, like, yeah, the president's on the phone for him. Like, yeah, right. That's incredible. And then, and so what's it like? Like, because you just said as well that they were one of your teams. Not only now are you experiencing your dreams are now reality, but it's with one of the teams you idolized on a team. Was Derek Dickerson still with the Rams then?
No, he was not with the Rams back then. I remember Marcus Dupree. I idolized him when he played at Oklahoma, Cleveland Gary, just like the likes of, and Jim Everett was the quarterback, a Purdue grad. If so, you can imagine how those practices went.
What fun times those were, man. So you have that experience. And then you come back and you basically dedicated your life to the city of Terre Haute, your hometown, with your career. And it seems like it's come full circle for you. You've just gotten to experience so much and do so much good with all of that.
There's nothing more pleasing to me than to be able to help a child. And when those children are, of the marginalized populations, I dedicate my life work to helping kids. And so when I wake up every day, there's a couple things that I have to do. One is play the piano. I try to play, dip into the classics, do some yoga, help female athletes, super tough female athletes. And then I try to, every day, I try to speak positive, something positive into the life of a child. I dedicate my life to doing that.
How much do you think now having your degree is going to help you in that pursuit? I mean, I know just again from reading the story, I know it just felt like this pang of feeling like that you used the term hypocrite. What does this mean now to be through that? Because you get to say, hey, I never gave up. I always wanted this. My whole life I was concerned about it, and I did it. I got it done. How much does that help you just sort of continue to push, the message to say, to push people to follow their dreams and do what they, get what they want out of their life?
Well, it's just a confidence builder. Just to walk around knowing that I graduate from such a prestigious university like Indiana University, and for people to look at me and to realize, I just want to be a walking billboard, a living testimony for people who realize that there are dreams out there that maybe they once had that they put on the back burner, and to look at me and say, hey, if this guy can do this at the age of 50, then anything is possible. And that's kind of what I want people to look at me and to realize.
Man, are you still in Bloomington? I know you'd come back to get your degree. You still here? Are you back in Terre Haute?
I am living in Bloomington. I got a fitness group in Terre Haute, so I travel back and forth. And so I would imagine that my final landing spot is going to be here in Bloomington. Certainly, it would be idea for me to just to continue to expand on the work here in Bloomington that I did in Terre Haute.
Absolutely. Well, I'm just looking forward to having the honor of actually getting to meet you. I was funny. I was telling the story of one of my former roommates, Vince Fisher, played football here about the time you did. He's a little older than you. He was a graduate assistant when we lived together, but he introduced me to AT one day, and I remember we shook hands. And I remember at that moment in my head, I thought that was like shaking hands with a statue. His hand was statue hard, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm looking forward to meeting you as well, and having the honor of meeting another one of the great Thompson brothers. Man, your mother, what a spectacular woman she was, without ever having known her either. Just by knowing the three of you guys, what spectacular men you turn out to be, and I can't thank you enough for taking the time to join us here today.
Hey Jim, anytime you got my number, we can go to lunch, talk all things. IU. So anytime, I would count it an honor also to meet you.
This is Jim Coyle from Indiana Sports Beat with Coyle and Leary. Indiana Sports Beat is now a part of the Rivals Network. You can go to thehoosier.com to sign up. It's free. Catch the show there each day live or at your convenience. You can also like or follow us on Facebook, follow the show's rebroadcast anywhere you podcast. If we're not on a radio station where you live, we should be. Let your local station know they need to carry Indiana Sports Beat with Coyle and Leary, or simply go to thehoosier.com.